What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the CBSI Hot 10 comic list for April 17th, 2020. We are here, me and Deno, to knock out this special quarantine edition, I guess you would call it. We're all under quarantine. Gonna talk about some good spec news. We had some good news kind of pushing the spec market this week that we haven't had in a while, and these are your top 10 books for the week. So remember, everybody, this list you can find at comicbookinvest.com, your one-stop shop for all your comic speculation needs. Really cool place. It's our modern wizard. That's best way to explain it. Really good articles, really good writers, really good webpage. Cool stuff. So make sure you check it out. You can find this list there every Friday, a new list. And like I said, it was a fun list this week, but we are going to start it off, of course, with our Golden Age Book of the Week. Now, what was really interesting with the Golden Age Book of the Week is I went and looked at most of the covers for this run. Mm-hmm. And what a freaking run this is. Spicy Western stories.
Oh, boy.
I got to bring this up. I'll bring this up once I get done writing what Ben said, and I'll show you guys some of these other covers that are in this run. It's absolutely amazing. But Ben said we have had a pulp on this list before, and this was another one that sold high this week. A fine, very fine copy sold for $1,560, about 3 to 4 times guide. With pulps having much lower fan base than comics, think what a pre-code comic would be selling for with this cover. That's why they're all pulps. So for those of you guys that don't know, there's a little bit of a difference between regular comics and pulps. Pulps can be a little bit smaller and a little bit thicker, and yeah. So let's do this. This is just a fun little example here. Look at some of these covers. I mean, they are just yeah. Ben was right on. They are pretty spicy. So very interesting this week to see that was a pretty cool book. All right, the second honorable mention, Imagine Agents #1. This is an interesting one. Michael Keaton was attached to this option years ago. Yep. I'm not sure if he is still attached to it with the Netflix deal, but what was once hot will likely be again. This did have some slight movement this week, moving from dollar bins to $10 plus. Don't forget about the much harder to find second print variant. I don't remember this book at all.
I don't either.
Yeah. But I love books like this. I love hard to find books that are kind of way out there like that. So this next one is just, I would love to. This is probably my favorite one of the week, book of the week. This is such a cool cover and takes me back. Dragon's Lair.
Yep.
Dragon's Lair from 2003, #1, the GrahamCrackers.com variant. GrahamCrackers.com has some killer variants. They've had some killer variants over the years. They were one of the very first stores that I remember having a store variant,
yep.
that you can only
get. All their variants are so, all their Graham Cracker variants are so hard to find. I mean,
their G.I. Joe ones are amazing.
They are. Yep.
But so Ben says, this one isn't easy to find. A copy sold a couple of weeks ago for $75. This pairing with the connecting Space Ace #1 sold this week for $350, about $175 each. Man, I could never beat that game. Fun fact, did you know that Princess Daphne was modeled after Playboy models? Interesting. But I agree with him. I could never beat that game. What a pain in the ass that game was.
Oh, I couldn't either. It's up there with Lion King, man, on Sega. Terrible.
But that's a sweet book, a sweet cover, and I'm a sucker for cool connecting covers like that. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. This is our next book. I love this book. I spec on this book. I've been specking on this book for a long, long time. I remember when it first came out, it was just blew everybody away, and that is Mouse Guard, Belly of the Beast. This is the first comic from Mouse Guard, but there is a version of this that's super, super hard to find that was self-published. But this is a great story, a great idea, and just very cool, very, very cool comic, the whole thing. It's a weird size. And what Ben says is long thought of as a must read. This has definitely benefited from Boom's acquisition of Archaea Studios. The first print is not easy to find, and due to its odd size, may have damage. Expect to pay $100+ for a raw copy and $325 for a 9/8 copy. There you go. Not bad.
I bet you know what's funny? I bet you could find those in dollar bins, probably. People not really, I mean, who don't really know. I mean,
don't know what they got. I bet you even the second prints are worth money. I mean, there's second, third, fourth, fifth prints, I believe.
Yep.
So this was just a very, very cool book. So, all right. Next book is, I think it's pronounced Kanan. Kanan. That's how I would think. Kanan. Yeah. Kanan, the Last Padawan, #1. This is a variant, a 1 in 25 variant, the Kilian Plunkett variant. Ben writes, I have no horse in this race, but I'm glad that people appear to be throwing money at the correct Sabine Wren book. This one was just above ratio a couple of weeks ago at $30 to $40 and is now double that in the $60 to $80 range. Star Wars books, brother. Star Wars books
all day, man. I mean, it's, you know, I'm glad Star Wars is, I guess, becoming more and more popular. I mean, as you can see when we go up the list, it'll be another Star Wars book. I feel, you know, it's you know, since comics, we don't have weekly comics, Star Wars are just taking over like 2 or 3 slots every top 10, which is good, man. I mean, at least the IP property is actually doing something.
Yep. So. Yep. All right, on to number 7. Now, this is a cool book because this was one of the big stories this week, talking about the news that the Justice League Dark is going to finally be made. Yep. And I love it. I'm really looking forward to that. Kind of, hopefully they'll do the horror style that New Mutants was planning on doing, and hopefully is still doing. But I always loved the Swamp Thing series. It's always been one of my favorite all-time series. I have a amazing set that's just like gorgeous condition that I will always hold on to. But just beautiful, beautiful run by Alan Moore. Ben writes, the reason for this jump from $10 to $15 to 25 plus is each of these is sorry, just a second here. Let me can you take that over that, Deno?
Yeah.
Let's see here. It says sorry. There we go. These 2 issues are odd for collectors, to be honest. Team first appearances don't usually hold much water. And while these 2 issues do technically hold the first cameo and first full appearances of Justice League Dark characters together, they aren't called JLD. Make your own determination as to whether these are keys or not.
Well, I think people are trying to weave in Justice League Dark and Swamp Thing together. You know, I think that they're trying to make that connection. A lot of Swamp Thing fans are trying to, you know, finally get it their due for Swamp Thing to come back after, you know, so many years, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I'm a huge Deadman fan. Deadman is one of my all-time favorite characters, and I'm really looking forward to seeing a cool Deadman, you know, on the big screen. And of course, everybody loves John Constantine, so I just I like that. I like that team.
Yeah, and you know, Strange Adventures 205. You know, people were sleeping on that book for a while. You know, and you know, since nobody was doing anything with Deadman, so hopefully that gets due too.
Yeah. So here are the 2 covers for $49 and $50. Of course, 7A and 7B. This is Swamp Thing number 49. This is Swamp Thing number 50, where they have the cover appearance, which everybody loves. So that's pretty cool. All right, on to number 6. I love this cover, Bone Parish. Number 1, just a cool cover.
Yep.
And this is a Netflix press release that's kind of pushing this. It says this book was not specifically named in the Boom Netflix press release, but most think This is the one that will make it to the streaming service. As a result, the aftermarket price increased from $5 to $15 to $20 raw. Not bad.
Yeah. No, people had these in their long boxes tucked away forever, and they're making $10, $15 on these. So kudos for people who held on to this for a while. So same thing with 6 and going into 5. Same thing with 5.
Yep. 5 is another one. Killadelphia, just like you said. The Matina or Gallagher covers are going to bring in more cash, but the sheer volume of sales yesterday after option news hit was enough to push the regular cover onto the list. Sales moved from cover price to $10 plus. So, not much more to say than what we've already said. On to number 4. Like I said, another Star Wars book, but this one's Darth Maul. Got anything with Darth Maul? You throw Darth Maul on the cover, man. I'm a sucker for it. Yep. Darth Maul, number 2 from 2017, the David Aja variant, 1 in 25 variant. This book was selling at around ratio $20, $25 and has jumped to 70 plus. Great cover, and the first appearance of Cad Bane is what is pushing the price higher. Cullen Bunn. I think I may have seen that name a few times this week. Yes, sir. All right. Star Wars. Great covers. You throw in a first appearance and of a character like Cad Bane. I think he's another bounty hunter, if I'm correct. Star Wars, man. Star Wars books are killing it right now. All right. Before we get on to the top 3, please go ahead and like and subscribe, and go check out comicbookinvest.com. For all your speculation needs, collecting needs, your hot 10 lists, all your cool articles. Got a robot covers article up that's pretty cool. First appearance Friday article with Kanan and Green Goblin. We got Topher's awesome True First article. Excuse me. And some cool variant for the Marvel 75th anniversary variant checklist. I love articles like this. Where you get to see these beautiful covers. I think they did the Tron covers last week. What a crazy variant set this was.
I had that Venom book for a while. I think I might still have that Venom book, actually.
I think that's my favorite one. But big shout out to everybody that's really putting some energy into the collecting hobby with foreign collecting. And big shout out to all the guys at CBSI and people like Jon Z and Matt Roybal and all the other guys that are just killing it in foreign collecting. So,
I mean, it's funny. I would say, Matt Roybal is probably number 1, but we are probably number 2 when it comes to foreign stuff. I mean, we've got this on lock now. I mean, it's crazy.
And big shout out to Matt Roybal. I mean, the guy is such a wealth of knowledge, really stand-up guy. And I got a book heading his way, man. So he hooked me up with a really cool foreign, and I got another one heading his way to say thank you. So big shout out, bringing us all into the foreign game, man.
Yeah.
All right, on to number 3. Number 3, Superior Carnage Annual number 1. This Ben Wright's cover price book or less is now selling for $20 to $30 just because they're making a Funko Pop of Carla Unger. I guess this is what happens when everyone is looking at any tidbit of news while stuck at home. Yep. But for every book like this there is on the list this week, there's 2 or 3 books that are spec is worthy, So I liked it. I like seeing, there were some really good spec worthy books. But I tell you what, pop collectors can go crazy, and you add on, speculators that are looking for any little bit of news in the quarantine. Hey, a lot of those pop collectors are speculators, I imagine. So, and shout out to your pop collectors that might be able to find some really cool exclusives in your local stores that weren't able to be sold at some of these conventions. So keep your eye out at local stores, I hear. All right. On to number 2, Lumberjanes. This book, I feel like, has been on the list more than 3 or 4 times over the years. I remember this book really early on in the spec game, if I remember correctly. Lumberjanes number 1. As with several of the books on the list this week, this one saw a significant increase due to the Boom Netflix announcement. For tempered reference, though, let's not forget Netflix announced the same thing with Dark Horse almost a year ago, and we have seen no screen movement in any of those yet. Anyways, the price of this one rose from $15 to $50.
I got a sketch version of this, actually. Not like I got a blank and I got a sketch of this. It's interesting.
Yeah, really, really cool book, and really, really nice jump to see. So hopefully you guys have one of these. Make some money off of it, maybe. All right, on to number one. We all knew this was probably going to be the book, Justice League Dark number one. Multiple books on the list this week have to do with Justice League Dark, and sounds like this is probably going to be the team they're going to key in on, the newer team. This is a very tough book to find in high grade, if I remember correctly, Deno.
Oh, I'm sure it is. We can it's probably bananas right now.
Yeah, and I believe there was a really hard to find second print to find that in high grade also. But Ben writes, if there's a person that carries enough good to handle a Justice League Dark HBO series, it would be J.J. Abrams. Now I wish he was directing instead of just producing, but just having him attached likely means it will get done. $5 to $10 books is spiking to $30 plus. So if any of you guys have any Justice League Dark from 2011, number one will get you $30 plus right now on the secondary market.
The census only has, and it's scary, I guess, 2011 is 5998 with 2 signature series. So
wow.
And then on the second printing you were talking, was it the second printing you were talking about?
Yeah,
196, and that's somebody did a 196 universal and 1 signature series. So
098s on that, huh?
098s on the second printing so far. So if you're first to market,
yeah, definitely look for that second printing. Red background is a killer. Yep, Ultra Maximus hit that one right out of the park right with that comment. All right, we will see. I would sell this book. I'm gonna definitely go through my stuff and see what we can find. So,
I mean, it's a great cover too. I mean, it's not like it's like a crappy book where it's just somebody optioned it and then you get some crappy comic book on top of it. It's a cool cover. I like it.
Yep. So make sure you guys like and subscribe and keep your eyes on the channel. We've got a lot of shows, a lot of content that we're putting out right now.
I think we're going 6 days. 6 days out of 7, I think, right now.
6 days out of 7. 6 days out of 7 with multiple content being put out on certain days. I think a couple, 2-3 videos at certain days. So just keep your eyes out, guys. We've got a lot of cool foreign stuff, a lot of cool Golden Age stuff. FlipSide every Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Also, check out the Discord review show. That's a new show on Wednesdays. And, of course, we will see you again next Friday. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, and be safe. Adios.
Deuces.